Sukuigar Vode, and welcome back to Cassus Café. I'm here with Tykoth and Kli'nah.
Hello.
And we're once again reviewing Visions Season 2, and this week will be Episode 2, SCREECHER'S Reach. I'm really excited about this one. This one, so far, we've only seen the first 3 by the time of this recording, me and Kli'nah, so so far, this one is my favorite, but we'll see how that changes as we go on.
To me, this one started out so wholesome, and it had such a twist at the end. Oh, it was cool.
Yeah. I knew this one right off the bat from the first frame. I was like, "This is Irish, isn't it?" Before they started talking, because I was like, "Ooh, Secret of the Kells," or Secret of Kells from. Did you guys see that film?
No.
Okay, really, really amazing Irish animation, but it very much is reminiscent of this. It's also dealing with a lot of kind of coming of age child sort of stuff. Yeah. So I before they even said their first line, I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is Irish."
Yeah, when I first saw the art style, that's what drew me in, because it gave me really strong Gris vibes, if anyone's ever played the video game Gris. And it's also got a Tartakovsky kind of look to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a blend of those two.
I really like that opening scene with the factory where it's all just them doing their stuff and the scrolling up. I thought it looked really cool.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely watch Secret of Kells. You'll love it then. Right up your alley. There isn't really a ton. I know there's one coming out, but there isn't a ton of coming of age Star Wars stuff in general. And so I was really intrigued by that immediately. Kind of just the idea of kids going on an adventure. Love that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other things that's been done without them being the kids shows.
I think Skeleton Crew's gonna be like
right,
that,
but up till now.
Yeah.
And Dawn of the Jedi will be a little bit.
Well, maybe.
We don't know.
If they follow the book and the comics.
The book. But yeah, I had very little negative stuff to say about this one. It was just a really wild kind of twist at the end. I was like, is this actually this thing that she's going in to confront? Is it actually a ghost? What is it?
It's cool because something like this could easily turn into a kids cartoon.
Yeah.
It's got kids in it. It could be made not adult friendly, but it's not for kids.
It gets really dark.
Yeah.
It is genuinely scary.
Yeah.
Well, when it becomes an actual alive being, it's not just this mythical creature even. It seems to be some human or humanoid.
Yeah.
It makes you feel really bad for this kid that's in this situation now and making some really poor choices.
It kind of makes you realize how strong of a rule that this sort of factory has over them too. Because to them, this is all a myth. And it doesn't seem like it's that far away.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to never check on this myth, that's how strong of a hold they have, that they've never even been able to find it.
Yeah.
But it's clearly very real.
I do have one negative about how stupid this character is.
Wait, what?
So they go in and then this creature comes out and she's like, "No, you guys go away. You get out. I'm going to stay here and deal with this thing." How stupid is she? She should go out with her friends or let them stay with her so that they can fight the thing together.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the amulet that talks to her told her to do it alone.
Yes, the amulet has been grooming her to become a Sith.
Yeah.
So,
also,
which is wild.
That could be the power of the Sith, but that could also be how terrible this place is. That she's willing to do anything, even this to her friends, to escape it.
Yeah.
I am curious, where did she get this amulet from and how long has she had it? Or is it something that she found somewhere in a dark corner of the factory and has kind of kept it a secret? And
yeah, there's a lot
passed down from her parents. Where is it
from? There's a lot of story elements and plot that could be explained or explored in more episodes if this was ever to be a series. This is probably the only one that I've seen so far in season 2 that could be a pilot.
I would watch that series. It's so intriguing.
Yeah.
Because normally we see the story of the light side, but this is the story of how the dark side recruits.
Yeah. And honestly, I completely empathize with her. I would turn. Definitely. In her environment, to get out of totally.
Yeah, and even her friend was like, if you ever get a chance to get out, you get out. Like, you take that chance to leave. And then even at the end, when we presume the Sith Lord that's been grooming her comes to get her, like, it looks like some angelic figure, but really it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing type of thing.
Or is it?
It's a Sith. Yeah, the creators confirmed
that. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Well, then you are lost. Okay.
It is interesting that the other kids, when she's leaving, they're looking on and they're kind of sad, but also that guy's like, yeah, you go on, we understand, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it was just interesting, but it also gives like an unsettling feeling of, man, she just went from out of the frying pan into the fire, basically.
Yeah.
She thinks she's being saved, but really she's probably gonna be not as great as she thinks it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Since it's the Sith and stuff.
Oh, also more to that angel kind of imagery, like even the Sith ship too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Almost butterfly-like in its thing, but something very pure, innocent.
And it's all like sunlight shining out, bright white light. It's
sort of heavenly and
But she's even crying, like when the doors are closing on her, she looks back almost regretfully and is crying, and then it closes up on her and the episode ends. It's very ambiguous. It's really good. Yeah. Very, very intriguing. I would love to see like more of this story explored.
Definitely.
Yeah, completely. There seems so much more to tell, and like honestly, I feel more emotion from both this one and the first one than I felt for a while from a lot of Star Wars. Like in 10 minutes, I feel very emotionally invested in these little characters that don't have that many things to say.
From watching the extras of this episode where they talk about how they created this, they made this kind of like a Irish folklore, where it was that experience that a lot of the creators of this had growing up, where they have this folklore from the mountains and they follow through it.
That's something you get from a lot of these countries, is they have such a much longer history and much more myths, that it feels like these plots are much more myth driven, old legends and stuff like that. Really, there's so much like culture to put in there that, I don't know, maybe the American animation doesn't have because we're not old enough. But
no, we just have Bigfoot and what else?
Not the coolest legends
in
the
Bigfoot.
World. Yeah, but there's so much to Irish history and that real nature-y feel that's really cool.
I also had a vibe of Darth Bane and Xana in this episode, because like Bane picked up Xana when she was just a little child and was like left behind by the Jedi because their ship crashed and whatever. She was like the only survivor or whatever, so she was kind of missing in action on the Jedi side, and so Bane took her in and trained her and stuff. So it gives me that vibes too, kind of like she's being saved out of a dark situation, but what worse situation is she getting into?
Yeah, absolutely. They're walking this like much more middle ground in these that I just love.
It makes you think a lot more than some other other
really
stories that we've heard.
Really into the mental game, the first one and this one, just so much mental struggles going throughout. Yeah, I love even the symbolism in the cave of when the light cracks through. The light isn't like white, at least on my really color accurate tested monitor. It's very very like blue light, and so as she's like being pulled down back into the cave and she's reaching up, it's this red and blue, very very much on the face and on her backlight. It's like literally half and half, just like climbing into, struggling through the two dynamics of Jedi and Sith. They're really cool colors.
Yeah, you're right. That's really neat.
And then when she gets out, she's still pulled back to the dark side.
That's another thing about Visions as a whole, is that we get to see these stories that we wouldn't necessarily get to see very often in actual Star Wars canon, where the dark side wins sometimes. Yeah, and the characters go to the dark side, and like the last episode of season 1 is the same idea. Like the Jedi guy is trying to protect the princess throughout the whole episode, just ends up turning to the dark side and for the sake of the princess. So it's very interesting, the moralities and stuff being played with in the Visions episodes.
Well, in this episode, you can't really blame the main character. She's just a kid. She's probably like maybe maximum like 12, 13, maybe. I don't know how old these characters are supposed to be, but she's still a kid. She doesn't know any better. I don't think these characters have parents. They're just working in this factory day in, day out, as it showed in the opening clip.
Like, what else are you gonna
You can't blame her for for her. She doesn't know what to do.
What's your second option?
Mm-hmm.
So sad.
Yeah,
that one's definitely so far my favorite one of those three that we've watched at this point.
They are right next to each other in mine, but very. Oh man, they're close. I can't decide. I know which one is first in my mind, but I was going back and forth on these two, which one I liked more. But they're so different. I just like them both a lot.
Yeah. All right, so let's do our ratings for this one. So we'll start with Tykoth again.
Again, so impressionistic. I like my personal enjoyment of it is so irrelevant in my own style, just because how do I say something's bad or good? I just don't even know what this. It's so hard. So 10.
I will probably actually agree with you with this one. I don't give 10s out very often, but I think there's not really anything that would keep me from giving this one a 10, honestly. So I would go with 10 as well.
I hate giving 10s.
Don't be pressured. It's okay.
No, I hate giving 10s. Like this one, even the more we talk about it, the more I like it too. And I liked it a lot before as well. It makes me want to watch more episodes of that short.
Yeah.
So I think I have to give it a 10.
Yeah.
It's so good.
10s across the board with this episode. Yeah.
You can just tell, even if if somebody didn't like something, you can just tell there's so much love and craft toward it that how do you hate on it?
Yeah.
And it didn't even have a cute droid or anything. Like, it's a good story when I like it, and there's no like cute little thing in it to make me like it more.
Yeah.
There was that cute little like purple alien kid that was with him.
I didn't care about that kid, to be honest.
How would that?
That kid was just like a tag along. I liked the younger short kid that wasn't an alien better than the little alien kid, because he actually kind of had a purpose and he was quirky.
Yeah.
All
right, well, that will do it for our episode 2 of Visions season 2. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let us know in the comments what you thought about these episodes. We'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye.